Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for February 7th. February 7th is the 38th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 327 days remaining to the end of the year, or 328 in leap years. Today's word is contrition. Contrition is a noun that means sincere penitence or remorse, the state of being contrite, a feeling of responsibility for wrongdoing there. And with that, we're going to start with the 11th Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified on February 7th, 1795. This one restricts the ability of individuals to bring suit against states in federal court. This is the birthday of John Deere, the green tractor guy, John Deere, born February 7th, 1804. He was an American blacksmith and businessman, founded Deere and Company, which became one of the largest leading agricultural and construction equipment manufacturers in the world. Mr. Deere lived to the age of 82. This is the birthday of Charles Dickens, born February 7th, 1812. He wrote a number of books, of course, but I imagine you'll best remember him from the one called A Christmas Carol. Charles Dickens lived to the age of 58. This is the birthday of Laura Ingalls Wilder, born February 7th, 1867. She wrote the Little House on the Prairie books. She wrote other things too. And she lived to the age of 90. The Cripple Creek Miners strike, led by the Western Federation of Miners, began in Cripple Creek, Colorado on February 7th, 1894. That turned out to be a pretty big deal. Started a 5-month strike led by the Western Federation of Miners. That whole mining operation had begun with the discovery of gold in the area, and over the next couple years, once gold was discovered, a bunch of mines were open, over 150 mines. And then silver miners started showing up, in addition to the gold miners. And there was so many of them there that wages were lowered, and mine owners wanted the miners to work 10 hours instead of 8. And the daily wage was $3 a day at the time. Now remember, those are in 1894 dollars. $3 a day. So they were working 8 hours, and the mine owners wanted them to work 10 hours, but they didn't want to pay them any more for it. So the miners weren't having it, and they called a strike. The sheriff asked the governor to send the state militia, and he did. And the general in charge of the militia went to talk to the strikers, and he found things to be not as volatile as he'd been led to believe. And so the troops left. The mine owners closed the mines. The sheriff arrested 21 men, including the mayor and the town marshal. Good grief. He sent them all to Colorado Springs to be tried, but every blessed one of them was found not guilty of whatever it was they'd been charged with. The strike did turn violent, but eventually the miners won out in that they didn't have to work 10 hours a day. They could stay with their 8-hour schedule. Right there. All righty. Well, that's all I have for you today. Hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. Always do. Again, links to my research are in the show notes, and I'll put those links up in the iCards there. All righty. Well, I guess that's about it. So y'all have a beautiful day and come back tomorrow. We'll do this again. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.